Red 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome back to another episode of the Scarlet and Blue Show 102. We got a bit of a different backdrop on my end. Family holiday week here. So down in California. So a little bit different than Garrison over there in the cold in Michigan. But we'll have a different backdrop this week. And yeah, here we go.
So, buddy, I actually want to get.
This baby's over. Oh, my goodness. One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
And most especially in 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the football field.
Touchdown. No flag. Samuel cuts it back. Ohio State wins. Here's the run again. Donovan Edwards. Whoa. Can they catch him? No. Donovan Edwards again.
All right, what were you saying?
Oh, sorry. No, I was gonna say I actually want to start with you, if you don't mind.
How about we start with SDB?
Oh, I think we should. It's not too early in the morning over there, is it for you?
No, it's not. We got big time change over here.
Yep.
Stock to bar. STOCKDABAR.com, folks. Go check it out if you haven't already yet. If you've been listening for a while and you still haven't tried it yet and you enjoy vodka, go check out Stock to Bar. Go to their website. You can figure out where it is sold and you get it any time.
Go on, and on their website they have some of the cocktails that they make with their the signature cocktails, and I mean, like I said, I love that bottle. Just like it looks like an Ohio State, Michigan type of bottle a little bit. So I don't know why I did that. That was crazy.
Yeah, we'll let people freeze frame that on their own. Unbelievable. All right, kick us off. What do you want to? What are you saying?
I want you to kick off. I want you to kick off and tell me how you feel after that game. Because I really like we know the big game was Ohio State, Indiana, but I really want to know your thoughts about what happened on Saturday night for you guys against the Northwestern Wildcats.
Yes. Which I was flying yesterday, and if you fly Southwest, those of you who fly Southwest know that you can get live stream TV, and the network, the channels are pretty limited, but you can get some options. And I thought Michigan for sure was going to be on CBS, which they always seem to carry, but instead it was Penn State and Minnesota. So I didn't get to watch the game live, which stunk. But I got like tweet updates and texts.
Everyone, this is my problem. Wait, everyone, this is my problem. I told Bryce what to do. I told him, dude, just buy the Wi-Fi. He goes, oh, I want to buy the Wi-Fi. They have streaming.
It doesn't work. You can't stream YouTube TV for the $8 Wi-Fi.
I've done it. I've literally done it.
No, you haven't. I looked at it and you can't do it.
I did it on Frontier on the way to Philly.
Okay, well, that's Frontier. Southwest?
If they have it, Southwest has to have it.
They said no large bandwidth streaming services.
Cheapos. All right, continue.
That's what I'm saying. All right. So I did watch the game this morning. And yeah, so your question, I'm fired up. I think I think we're better than a 6-5 team, which is frustrating. There's more talent. Never seem to be able to put it together. And the quarterback woes were an issue. And I know that Davis Warren had a pick yesterday, but pulling up his stats here. He had all right, one touchdown. So he had one touchdown to Colson Loveland, 195 yards. Yesterday, 26 for 35, averaging 5 yards a pop. So and then you had other contributors. We could talk about Khalil Mullins. We'll talk about the running backs here in a little bit, but he had a good day. Donovan Edwards. So Khalil went 12 for 92, averaging 7 yards a carry. Donovan Edwards went 10 for 65, 6.5 a carry. So decent running back production. So I think, Garrison, we beat them 50-6. You guys beat them 35-7. Was that what it was?
31-7.
31-7. So I don't know why we even played the game Saturday. We're clearly the better team.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of that going around social.
Yeah, I can care less about that. I think it's hilarious
because you could.
No, yeah.
you do the same thing with Michigan State. You could do the same thing with Indiana. It's all silly. So yeah, dude, I just think we're a better team than what our record shows. We're a better team than what we. I thought we were in it with Oregon, and then in it with Washington, in it with Illinois, in it with Indiana. That's 4. That's 3 wins. Let's say 3 wins you would add on to this. So then at this point, you're 9-2. Wrap that up. Yeah, 9-2. And it's just a different team and different outcome of the season. And geez, with everything going on at the playoff right now, and SEC teams getting 3 losses and looking terrible, that's potential playoff spot. So frustrating stuff, man, but excited. I think it's good momentum going into this week, which is what the show's all about. We'll talk about that more. But there's some things I like that I saw. And that's something I didn't really love. Why like Khalil Mullins didn't get serious carries until the second half was crazy to me. I actually liked that they were going with Ben Hall for a little bit, but then they just went away from him. It's just like, that guy's our workhorse. Obviously love Donovan. He's a Michigan legend, but Khalil Mullins is the hand. So I don't know what's going on in practice. But I did like the creativity on offense, man. I saw more on offense than we've seen all year. And is it the opponent? Sure, maybe. But just some of the play calling and the creativity. Seems like coming off the bye week. Jerome Moore hopefully was taken over a little bit. And it just looked better. So I know we'll talk about the game next week, but I think it's best case scenario for us going into Columbus.
I'm not going to poo on a team scoring 50 points in a Big Ten game. Good for them. Have some success that they haven't seen all year. I mean, they haven't hit 30 until this game. So congrats on them for doing that. I saw a lot of people kind of boost up what Davis Warren did. That didn't do it for me. When you throw that, how many passes you said he had? Yeah, 30.
26 for 35.
35 passes, averaging 5.9. That's bad. I don't care what anyone says. That's bad. With 35 passes, you should be well, if not close. You should be close to 300. You should be close to 300 with that. Of course, we know with 35 passes, you should be
25 completions.
Yeah, you should be around 300.
Okay. All right. Go on. Continue.
So, but where I will give some credit, I'm not surprised on what you guys did on defense because Northwestern sucks. But I thought that Wink Martindale called a great game. You could tell he's gotten somewhat better. He's gotten better at getting adjusted to the college game as a defensive coordinator. I thought the run game was really good. Khalil Mullins not getting more carries near the 20s it's mind blowing to me. It's
malpractice. What do you always say?
Yeah, it's malpractice.
It's malpractice.
And so it's not that Donovan had a bad game. It's just that 12 carries over 90 yards. You give him the ball all game. Yeah, it's just confusing to me. Another takeaway I got from it, I thought that Jordan Marshall is definitely the most talented running back on that team. I thought that kick return, we were able to see something that he has. He's not small, great size, good feet, good vision, and you can tell who has vision because on kick return, a lot of that has to do with vision. You have to make really split-second decisions like you do in football, of course, but you have guys running 100 miles per hour on you on the kickoff, and your blockers are at a disadvantage. You're able to weave your way through that and get a really good return. That was really cool to see him get in the game.
Yeah, I will add to that. Wink Martindale.
Mhm.
Yeah, he had the 2 bad opening drives against Indiana. Looked obviously readjusted well, and then even with Oregon too, second half looked strong. So I think you're right. I think you got someone who had a lot of hate early on, and justifiably so.
Yep.
He's come around nicely over the last couple of weeks. Then he's got the ultimate task coming up, so we'll see.
Yeah. So with all that being said, and I also do agree with you, the offense looked better, has more creativity to it. I don't mean to. Yeah, I do. I do mean to rain on every Michigan fan's parade. That game was the exception, not the rule. And I understand that you do need to see that your players and your coaches, and I would say the fans need to see that before they go into this upcoming Saturday against in Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
It's still the exception. If I grade out getting D's all semester, then I go and get a A, that doesn't mean I'm an A student. Doesn't mean I'm a B student. It doesn't even mean I'm a C student. So
yeah,
I
can't refute that.
Yeah, I take it with a grain of salt, and it's not like if it was, let's say this was scoring 50 against let's say like a Nebraska or Wisconsin, yeah, I would be seriously impressed. Actually, I'm not gonna sit here. Yeah, I understand that it's easy for me to say this as a Buckeye, but just as a football person, I'm not gonna sit here and be impressed by scoring 50 points on Northwestern. At the end of the day, I will give them their credit because they made it happen. You got the win. You got bowl eligible. Congrats to you guys for getting bowl eligible here in late November. Congrats.
Better late than never.
You see how the Duke Mayo Bowl tweeted out saying that you guys are now eligible to be at their bowl game?
Did they do that?
Yes.
That's the thing. The Citrus Bowl did that too.
But that's a more respectable. That's a more respectable bowl. I actually respect. Oh, you know me. I respect bowl games, like depending on what they are. But no, it's and I'll give them credit. Multiple long drives for you guys. 60+ yard drives. That something you haven't seen all year, so that was impressive from you guys against them. Yeah, it's I saw a lot of fans on Twitter. I jumped into a few spaces. I'm not spaces, but I jumped to a few YouTube channels like Johnny Olden today, and I could see that a lot of Wolverine fans are excited. Jumped on to Voice of Cultural T-Ton yesterday with TJ and John. It's hilarious to me the way a lot of your fan base is talking right now after that game. It's hilarious to me.
Oh yeah,
it's hilarious. No, it really is because that right there is what we need to implement that game plan against Ohio State. I actually, hey TJ, you tweeted out that you guys are going to win in Columbus next week. I went under there and I tweeted at you. I said, how about this? Let's make a bet that on the Boys College Football shows for both of us, whoever loses that game has to start the channel or their next episode by singing the fight song. You didn't reply. Smart man.
TJ, you got to reply, man.
He knows better. TJ knows better. But I at some point, fans are fans. But I like to think a lot of our people in our fan base, Bryce, have some common knowledge about football. Nothing you saw in that game against Northwestern should tell you anything about playing Ohio State. None of it. None of it. Because I think the truth of the matter is, if you want to find the closest comp to what you should expect against Ohio State, go back to week 2. Go back to week 2. That's the game.
Yeah, that was such a long season.
No, let me finish. And because I agree with that. You've definitely gotten better since the beginning of the season. That no one's going to refute that. I think it's stupid to refute that. What I'm saying is, what you're going to see is closer to what you saw in week 2 I mean, from a team aspect, who your opponent is from who you saw here in week 11 or week 12. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, that's the
Okay.
number 2 team, number 3 team.
Yes. So I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious how confident, and maybe it's faux confidence. It is faux confidence, but
Well, that's why I started the show saying the season wasn't let down. The season has been a letdown. I think we're better than 6-5, and we are. The record doesn't reflect what this team, the talent is on this team, and what this team probably should be. And I think when you have the biggest game of the season, and our season's over in terms of what goals we had before, other than the Duke Mayo Bowl coming up here. And if it is the Quicken Lanes Bowl in Detroit, Garrison and I will be going.
Oh, I would.
We're gonna do a live stream from that. But if they do, it's been a disappointing season, and so to put up 50 yesterday against a Big Ten team, I mean, Garrison, most points we've scored all season, I believe is 28.
Right.
Oh, let me do a quick fact check there. 30 against Fresno. 30 against Fresno.
So week 1.
Week 1. Correct.
Yeah.
So we put up 50 and held them to 6. So here's the thing. So I think what happens
was
is
it
this.
2 was it 2 rushing yards? How many rushing yards was it? Like, I think they averaged I think they averaged 0.4 a carry. So
they had 11 rushing yards. Finished the game with 11.
What was it, like 0.4 a carry or something like that?
Yeah, 0.5.
0.5, okay.
11 rushing yards, 24 attempts. Wow. Just dominant. Defense looked great. So yeah, I think if you're going to look at that game and say, we're going to automatically guarantee victory next week, that's crazy. But here's what I think it does do. Here's what I'll say is this. So this was a huge week for Michigan. And we can talk about this after we talk about Indiana, or we can talk about it now. But we got Bryce Underwood. What that does, and then what being bowl eligible. No, let me take one step back. You got Bryce Underwood. What that does for the program and the excitement, given where we were going and where we were at, that is huge. Like, that is incredible. In college football fandom, hope is the greatest commodity. Confidence, hope, going into next season is the greatest commodity you can have as a fan base. Not as a team. Those players are more involved, but as a fan base, having hope is oftentimes almost better than winning. Not quite, but almost. I realized that when the Rams won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Rams went all in for that Super Bowl. They gave up all those draft picks. I think this is their first year they had a first-round draft pick. Yeah, and they went all in. And then after that game, it was almost like, all right, we're moving on. Quick, short memory. We're moving on. We won they won the Super Bowl, but the next couple of years are going to be miserable. And I'm not saying the Rams seasons have been miserable, but you went all in and you got the prize. And so to have that hope with a guy like Bryce Underwood, who we've seen, there's more crystal balls coming in now, all that good stuff. You know recruiting. I'm telling you everything you know, and those of you who know recruiting know all of this. There's a ton of excitement. Then you have Saturday. Bryce is there, and it's like a freaking pep rally for the dude. Everything was about Bryce. And then you see a picture with Bryce and Connor Stallions.
He's a bigger star than everybody on that team.
Dude, he might be. Like, that's crazy. I saw, who was it? Oh, Ryan Clark said he's Cam Newton. He's better than all of these top quarterbacks. And
there's a word. All right, there's a word I would have used for that, but we can't say that word anymore. But that's a crazy thing to say.
It's a crazy thing to say. It's
dumb.
It's one thing to give somebody a lot of money. It's another thing to all of a sudden start making comparisons to the greatest the greatest college football player ever. To just make that comparison, but that's what people are doing.
We're comparing a kid that's 6'4", 212 to a guy that's 6'6", 250 pounds.
I thought Bryce was 6'5". Is he not that tall?
He's 6'4".
Okay. So there's that. Then you have the pepper, and then you get bowl eligibility, so you're going to get a couple more weeks here and all that good stuff. And so I think that does a lot for the program. I thought that's what yesterday did, and it's going to add a lot of excitement. And then you put up 50. Hold them to 6, hold them to 11 rushing yards. And then you start comparing scores. And so I get why the fan base is is pumped up and fired up. But guys, let's take a break. I think at the other side, I think your side of the coin, you've got 3 years of frustration. You've got everybody back. You got a coach who's desperate for a win. Like let's see what.
No, like I saw. I forgot who it was. The one Wolverine fan said, what did he say? He said like these guys, like he's talking about like your guys' players saying, "Oh man, they don't want anything more than this win right here. This win's like everything to them." I said, "Then what do you think? If it's everything to you guys, then what do you think it is for us?"
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that.
Because like I told you before the season, I said I don't care if you're good or bad. I don't.
Yeah.
So
no, this game is all that matters. I mean, if you guys with that win over Indiana, we could talk about that too, but we can go back and forth. You guys are now pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot, even if say we beat you.
Yes.
Because that means you have the tiebreaker over the third and fourth team in the Big Ten. So even if you do lose Saturday, you still go play Oregon.
Yep.
But then if you had 3 losses and you lose to Oregon again, you still be in? I think you'd still be in.
No,
right?
if we lose to you guys, we don't go to the Big Ten championship. Penn State.
Oh yeah, you'd have 2 losses. You're right.
Penn State. I think Penn State would go.
But then so then you would still be in with 2 losses though.
Yeah, we'd still be in.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Then yeah, man, Indiana. So what did you think of yesterday's game?
Everything I said that would happen happened.
And they did cover.
And we did cover. I told you the week before about how, of course, like I took everything from your guys' game and I just multiplied it by 2 in my head. That's all I did. And then I came out that next Sunday and I said we're going to blow their doors off. I was very adamant about it. I actually, Bryce, right here, I have every single drive of the first half right here because I want to see how we played that game in the first half. We had a slow start, like I said we would. We have that Will Howard interception that wasn't his fault. Jelani Thurman just dropped the ball, and it sucked because that's coming off of it's 3rd and 35. 3rd and 35.
Yeah, that was a bad block in the back call, by the way.
Oh, good grief, dude! It was horrible.
Yeah, it was a bad call.
And we get 20 yards or 25 yards off of it. 4th and 10. Ryan Day does not care. Didn't care. Went for it. We're now 16
That's
for 20.
a different Ryan Day, man.
We're 16 for 22 on 4th down this year. 16 for 22.
Wow. Do you probably don't know this off the top of your head, but how many 4th downs they went for last year? 22.
I would imagine less than 10. Less than 5. Probably 5 or I would say between 5 and 7.
Yeah.
So just some plays I highlighted. Igman Nosen had those 2 early pass interferences. I thought that first one was kind of I thought it was kind of so call, and I was mad about it because a few drives later, Jeremiah Smith goes to the back of the end zone and gets held, but they didn't call it. But he has those 2 PIs. After that, we shut them down. We shut them down. Bryce, Indiana scored in their first drive of the game and their last drive of the game, okay?
They did.
That first drive went for 70 yards. That last drive went for 75 yards. That's 145 yards. They totaled 153.
Wow.
They totaled 153.
I don't have a snarky response to that.
What?
I don't have a snarky response to that.
Early in the game, every Wolverine fan that saw that first drive and after Indiana moved the ball down, after we had those pass interferences, you didn't hear pass interference again in that game. You didn't hear it one more time in that game. We had them on lockdown, and the reason why is because Jim Knowles baited them. He baited them on that first drive. Sent four rush the whole first drive. Didn't blitz, didn't do anything. Played tight coverage, all that. After that, He backed them up. Why? Because he knows that those wide receivers like to go deep. That's what that offense is predicated on. We would get them in situations, use our front four. We had the best. I know what the stats say, but I think we had the best rush defense in the country. We would stop them on first and second down. And once it got to third, he sent the house. He sent the house.
He didn't really do that the first drive, right?
No, at all. I don't think he blitzed once that first drive. And after that, well, we had 5 sacks. Jack Sawyer, JT, Simon had 2.5 sacks, 10 tackles, played like a man possessed out there. Some other big plays. I'm sorry. No, let's just get to the biggest play of the game. How about that? Yeah, let's get to the biggest play of the game. Caleb Downs.
The punt return?
Yes. That guy, special. Just special. You know, people are asking, like, why is Caleb Downs back there? Well, that shows how much people watch outside their own team or watch college football abroad. He was the punt return for Alabama last year and had a punt return for a touchdown.
Was it Ennis normally on punt returns?
Ennis Ennis does it, and then later this season it's been Caleb Downs.
Okay.
And when that happened, I thought the game was over at halftime. I thought at halftime we should have been up at least 21-7. We should have been up at least 21-7.
Yeah.
Because we had that. Oh yeah, because we also had that fourth and goal that we didn't get the touchdown on. I don't know why we. Chip Kelly, Ryan Day. From here on out, when it's 4th and 1, 4th and inches, you let Will Howard's big ass go for the first down. Under center, not shotgun, at the 1. He's 235, bro. Put him under center.
Big boy.
So yeah, after that, man, the game was in control and we just went rap shot over them. I thought the O-line could have played better, but this is their first game together as this is our 15th rendition of our offensive line this season. You got some background noise.
That's crazy. I do.
Is it you or me? Oh, I think it's me. Can you hear it?
No.
Okay, cool. I forgot I have my. All right, that's me. Never mind. But I have this sound thingy on. Cool. So,
your 15th rendition of the offensive line.
Yeah, the offensive line could play better. I thought they were good and they were great in pass coverage. Run wasn't that great, but I thought we did enough to win the game. I'm going to give them a mulligan like we did in the Nebraska game. When we came out with that new offensive line against Nebraska, they struggled in the 2 weeks after that. They were awesome. So hopefully this upcoming week they have a big challenge. A big challenge coming up against on Saturday. But against that defensive line, but we'll see what happens there. We'll talk about that soon. Will Howard now, my boy William. Let's read this off here. 22 for 26, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. The guy's been everything. He's spectacular. He is spectacular. The type of leader he is cannot be overstated. I was talking to our friend Lawson during your guys' game. Do you understand how insane of a jump it is to go from 59 to 74 completion percentage?
That is crazy. Is that what he was at?
He was at 59. He's been a 60-59 guy while he was at Kansas State. He has been 74% this year. Before the season, I said I think he could be 65, 64.
Yeah, you thought the talent alone that he's throwing to would get him there to 65.
Yeah,
but that's impressive.
All those conversations about Kyle McCord being better than him, throw that out the window. Is
that still an argument? Are people still debating that?
No, it's not, because he threw 64 or 60, like 65, 60, somewhere around there.
All right.
And he had Marv.
Yeah, well, okay. Let's not say the drop off is that big.
It's not that big, but for a guy that's been in the Ohio State offense for a long time, and then you have Will Howard, who has to come in and learn Chip Kelly's offense on the fly.
Yeah.
It's nothing short of impressive. I'm sorry. I want to Well, I'm gonna pull something up here. Is there anything you have to say to what I said?
No, I just think your running backs though. Is the running game just are you gonna chalk that up to the offensive line just being its 15 transition? Because Trey had 9 carries, 65. Quinshon had 14 for 36, 2.6.
No, and a lot of that came off that last 30-yard carry that Trey had when we stopped at the 1-yard line. Yeah, like I said, after we lost Josh Simmons, our offensive line struggled against Nebraska. The 2 weeks after that, they were great. We put up 170 rushing yards on Penn State. So I'm hoping that it's kind of the same thing. You see what we have, and then we get to next week, and maybe after some more snaps together, they're better. I want to read this to you. This is Will Howard after the game, okay? He said, I want this for them to talk about the game this upcoming Saturday. I want this for them so bad. They've been here. I've seen it from a distance. I feel it, and I'm part of it now. And I want this for me. I want this for me too. But I want this for those guys. I want it for Coach Day to shut up the haters. This rivalry game means everything. We talk about it all the time. It's all over the place in our building. I'm honored to be part of it. I won't take it lightly. This is the biggest game of our season. I'm looking forward to it. The difference between him saying that and Kyle McCord saying it's just another game.
Yes, he did say that. That's right. Oof.
That quote right there is what makes me confident about this team, but makes me so confident about this upcoming Saturday. Again, we'll talk about that later, but just the leadership from this guy and just who he is and being the adult in the room. I just love it. Shout out to Ryan Day for surpassing and overcoming Travion's good person Christian self that we love him so much of being of sliding at the 1-yard line. Screw that. Leave no doubt.
He ended up, yeah, you guys went for it anyways.
Yeah, screw that. Leave no doubt.
What? I don't, yeah. All right. Why? Like, I guess, why not just kneel it? Was it 40 seconds left?
A, Signetti and Indiana players did a lot of talking. B, this is football, isn't it? You know, the coach for Charlotte, you know, they got ramrodded this week. He came out and said he doesn't care about them scoring, like run up scoring them, scoring 50 on them. He said, we're playing football out here. He said, if you want to stop them, stop them. He said, we ain't stopped them. Like, I don't care. Well, like, I don't, and everyone wants to get on Day about why the sportsmanship on that. Screw all of you. It's football at the end of the day, and I like it because it's giving his team a mindset. It's a mindset thing. We don't quit. We don't stop. And I love that. I love that out of my coach. I really do.
Michigan fans, the Will Howard doing the cigarette thing was funny.
That was
I don't
awesome.
understand why people are upset about that.
No, do you see what he said? But did you read his lips before he did that?
No, what did he say?
He said, "Google this shit," and then did that. Love it, love it. Like I almost wanted to bring buy a pack of cigarettes, empty them, and just bring a pack of cigarettes home just to crush them. And I went and got some coffee earlier because I needed it before we did this, and it was only right that I went and got a nice black McDonald's coffee like my man Jim Knowles. Wow, sir. Wow. Let's read some more here. Let's do some more deep diving here in this game and just explain what happened in this arse kicking of the number 5 team in the nation.
We held them. If you're new to this show, just real quick. If you're new to this show, folks, this is a man who is ready for this week, and he's ready for a championship run, and all cordiality is out the window right now.
You can tell by the way I'm talking.
I can tell by the way you're talking. This is gonna be a fun week, folks. This is
6 for 14 on third down. Rourke, 8 for 18, 68 yards on 3.8 per pass, rushing 85 yards rushing for them without the sack adjusted, 2.1 a carry, of course, with the sacks and all that. Mind you, we did that with 8 penalties for 58 yards. And then you got idiots like Danny Cannell saying, "Oh well, like look at Ohio State's production; they had like 316 yards, dude." Yeah, because we had short fields. So what? So what? And then for all you double idiots saying, "Oh well, like they gifted you points." You want to say they gifted us points on the punt that they dropped? Sure. But they bring up the other stuff like, dude, people forget we got the ball from them and then we gave it right back to them in the red zone. We did that. We went 4 for 6 in the red zone. So people forget that. And then they said they said they had special teams gaffes saying that they gave us a touchdown on punt return. Robert, I have a question for you. How many phases of the football are there?
3 phases of the game.
Can you please name them for me?
Offense, defense, special teams.
On special teams, when we do punt return, do you think the guys that are on the punt team are just letting Caleb Downs run away from them? You think it's purposely?
No,
okay, thank you. I couldn't believe when I heard that. And then, thank goodness, Tom Fornelli stopped Chip from saying that he thought that game was closer than it was. He said, no, it wasn't. That game was not close at all. It was not. Now, after even in the first half when it was tied, that game was not close. You could see that we were wearing on them, just like you guys did.
Who in the world saying that game was close? What game were you watching?
Chip Patterson did. I love Chip Patterson. He said that game was closer than
wow.
Like, there's no way you could look at that game, look at the stats of that game and say it was close.
I think if you want to say for the first quarter, maybe it felt tight, and then you extend that to the rest of the game, but watch the full game. Like that wasn't.
Yeah, it's like, and people kept saying like, Ohio, Indiana, like they gifted you guys points. They didn't help themselves. Bro, Ohio State had 7 points in the first half because they shot themselves in the foot. Indiana had 7 points in the first half because we were dominating them on defense. Dominating them.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I couldn't be any more proud of this team. I said a couple weeks ago, I think the team is hitting their stride. They're hitting it.
Yeah, it's a fair thing to say. It does feel like that. And it's not like you've had a bunch of cupcakes to get you to this point either.
No. Hey, listen, there's only one team in college football this year that has 2 top 5 wins. And it's the team on the banks of the Olentangy.
All right, okay, folks. Garrison's fired up. Garrison's ready to go. It's only Sunday. We have 6 more days of this, friend.
Yeah, dude. And listen, you are going to look for all the Wolverine fans that watch this channel. You are not going to get anything but pure Buckeye propaganda on here. Pure Buckeye propaganda. You would think this was the 1930s. That's all you're getting. And I'm going to push it because, after 1 year of losing to you guys, fine. I was able to live with that. I was actually really happy for you. Was I not?
You were annoyingly happy for me. Yes.
Yeah, I know you want me to be sad, but it was impossible to. And then in 2022, I was like, okay, that's kind of annoying. Last year was just last year, especially knowing that we could have won that game. And even someone like you came on here and said Ohio State was the second best team in the nation. Mm-hmm. That what took me over the top. Like losing 3 times in a row took me over the top, and as someone who's not used to, I've seen Ohio State lose twice to you guys in my lifetime. 3 times I've never seen that. I damn sure don't plan on ever seeing that again. I don't want to. And so, well, just like listen again, I'm happy for you guys. I'm not happy for you guys, but I'm happy for like your fan, like for you as a fan base. You got to see that, and you guys need it, and you guys need to see that going into Ohio State. The difference is this was not the exception for us. This was not. And
the game.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean like what we did against Indiana. This was not the exception for us. Like Oregon and Ohio State are the two best teams in the country. The other two top 5 teams we played, we dominated them. Penn State. I'm sorry. Can you tell me again how many offensive touchdowns Penn State had against us at their stadium?
Did they have 0?
0. And then Indiana got themselves a nice little garbage time.
All right, let me ask you this.
Thank God Ryan Day ran over that touchdown. Thank God he did.
He's so fired up. What if let's wrap it up here because this is a great ending. Because all right, what if Michigan wins Saturday?
I don't know. What if there's a recount in the election? And I don't care about the ifs. How about you answer me this? Answer me this. In the depths of your heart, and I mean the depths of it, in the depths. Actually, no, I'll answer it for you. You know good and doggone well it's about to happen Saturday. You know it. I know it. The rest of your fan base knows it. The national media knows it. Every podcast out here knows it. John knows it. TJ knows it. Maze Madman knows it. Who else knows it? Johnny knows it.
A lot of shout outs. A lot of shout outs. Let's go.
You all know it. I have been saying this since the beginning of the year, and I'm going to say it even more so now. Hellfire and brimstone. Hellfire and brimstone is going to rain down on you guys. And let me tell you what. Bryce, you love it. There's a lot of guys in this team. A lot of guys in this team that you love and that you can't stand that you love. For our own personal reasons. For the faith that we both share.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys about to, you last year, you guys said that you guys are America's team last year. Okay, cool. Travion and Emeka, guys like that. You know who we play for. As it says in Psalms 20.
My gosh.
Some men believe in chariots. Victory comes from the Lord.
Give me the verse and give me the chapter and verse there.
That's Psalms 20. At that specific verse, I think it's past. I don't think it's 8 and 9. You should read the whole song actually.
But, he's right, folks. He's right. Garrison's correct.
Oh, it's 8 and 9. It's 8 and 9.
Well, it's 7, but I'm giving it to you.
But no, listen, man. I'm ready. And I'm sorry to even bring up that and then end it like that. God, we're gonna kick your ass. And yeah, I said I was gonna wait. I know we both gotta go here.
Early prediction. Is that what you're getting at here?
I'll give it. No. I'm gonna wait to give my prediction until Wednesday. I'll get my prediction here on Wednesday, and then on Boys of College Football on Thursday. But
all right, I can't wait. Michigan fans, don't worry. We'll come back.
No. And I respect you. You're more than a friend to me. You're more than a best friend to me. You're a brother to me. I will call you out if you come on here and lie on the next episode. I will call you out if you come on here and lie.
Okay. All right. Fair.
If you come on here and lie and say that you think you guys are going to win that game, I will call you out and I will lambast you for 5 minutes straight. Because I know.
Do you think Michigan can win?
Everybody can. Everybody has a chance. Everybody has a chance. And when we talk about that game, and to be honest with you, we might need to go over an hour. I have a lot of things to say. And I will be fair in my assessment. I will, because there are some things that I want to bring up that worry me that you guys bring to the table.
Ooh, okay.
But
all right, it's good. It's good. Let's hold it.
Okay.
Let's hold it. This is good. This will be a fun week. This is why we do the show, folks. This is why we started this. This is why Garrison and I are brothers but hate each other but love each other. It's perfect. It's this week right here. And hey, you know what, man? I hope you can enjoy a national championship trophy just like we did last year sometimes.
I've enjoyed 2 of them in my lifetime.
You haven't enjoyed 2. You were a baby when those happened.
Oh.
Go Blue.